a couple days left. A little feedback. Make sure you mute your line when you jump on. A couple days left in July, so there's still time to hit Success Club and fill your challenge groups. And more importantly, let's fill that Morning Meltdown 100 group that we have rocking and rolling. So our team builders for the month of July, let's see who those are. Okay, so first of all, we like to give a total. We have 50 new Boss Babes in 24 days, which is awesome. I love seeing all of those new faces pop into Epic Empire. Team builders, let me slide this for you guys, this picture. I can't slide anything with this new trackpad. Like, I'm technologically, this just shows you can like run a great business and be technologically awful. So I cannot see the whole right column. Nicola, can you call out the team builders for this?
Yes. So for team builders for this month, we have Kelly Batchelor at 5, Jatana Jackson at 4, Kelly King at 4, Ashton Fox at 3, Lauren Anderson at 3. We have Lindsay Duran at 2, Katie Virtue at 2, Layla Turner at 2, Katie Nanini at 2, Stephanie Burns for 2, Caitlin Rose at 2, Sarah Petrie at 2, and Sue Sollers at 2. And then we have Jerry Cooper at 1, Jessica Morris at 1, Peyton Millington at 1, Ruthie Lamb 1, Samantha McDonald 1, Vanessa Stake 1, Whitney Adams 1, Kelsey King 1, Kendall Willis 1, Shirley Mitchell 1, Tiffany Parsons 1, Valerie Collins 1, Chelsea G at 1, Cindy T at 1, and last but not least, Jamie Smith at 1.
And those are the number of coaches that they've added for the month of July, so it's really cool. And I do Chelsea G and Cindy T every single time, because y'all are just going to send me the phonetics of your last name so we can make sure we don't butcher them. All right, Success Club. Let's see the rock stars we have going on so far for the month of July. And I know a lot of you guys are pushing. Woo! All right, so I was able to move my little photo booth thingy over to the top right corner so I can actually see now. But in Success, or on the board, we'll start there. We have Callista, Sarah, Miriam, Tracy, Melinda, Kim, Audra, Bethany, Trey, Stacia, Amanda, Morgan, Jocelyn, Sarah, Brandy, Kayla, Deanna, Tara, Kulin, Tiffany, Kendall, Melanie, Stephanie, Jerry Ann, Valerie, Layla, Kelsey, Caitlin, and Rebecca Desmond. You guys are all on the board and so close to hitting Success Club in the month of July. In Success Club 5, we have from the UK, Peyton Millington, Chelsea G. This is at 6 points. I said Success Club 5, but they do technically have 6 points. Kendra Gilbert, Katie N. I can't say the last name. Melinda, you're going to kill me. And then we have Shirley C and Ren at SC8. And there's a save button on there, so I can't see yours technically, Shirley, but it looks like an 8. No, it's a 6. Okay, 6. But still, you guys are rocking Success Club 5, so congratulations to all of you. And in Success Club 10, we have Ashton Fox, Megan Bankston, Lauren Anderson, Kelly King, Blazer Rivet rocking at 14 points, myself at 16 points, Vanessa Stike, oh my gosh, girl, I'm so proud of you, 18 points, and of course leading our leaderboard in the month of July, Miss Kelly Batchelor at 22 points. What else we got? Rank advancements. I'm pretty sure we had some emeralds last week, right? We got Thea, a new emerald coach, and Tiffany Parsons, brand new emerald coach. Congratulations, ladies. All right. I think that's it for, not it for recognition. That was baller. And it's still filling up. I'm seeing in our sneak peek, the MM100 is just like super interactive, and I'm so proud of all of you for adding your prospects in there and doing a good job interacting with everybody. It's always been kind of a flawed process for us, and so it's cool to see it keep going through every launch that we have. All right, so I know you guys are done hearing my voice because you hear me all the time. Let me make sure all the lines are muted. Somebody's line's not. I think it's Amy. Oh, love you, Amy.
I muted you when I was muting everybody else. I'm sorry.
I think she's still muted.
We are so special.
We are so special tonight.
Tonight is we're just showing you our best tonight, Josh.
Gosh, we're so much better than this.
It's all good. It's all good. All right.
Oh, that's funny.
Can you hear me now? Good. All right. Back to our guest speaker, who we've done such a great job of introducing. A little backstory on Josh. I have known Josh since before I started coaching, and he doesn't really know this story, I don't think, but he was introduced to coaching, and my coach was affiliated with Tommy Migrant's team, and I would jump on a few of his calls when I was just a prospect. And if you've ever heard Tommy Migrant speak, he will put you in tears in 5 seconds. He's amazing. And so I started Googling Beachbody coaching and all this stuff and trying to find stuff. And of course, even still now, YouTube was such a major source of understanding what things were, right? And so I'm going through YouTube, and I remember 2 videos that hit me really hard. It was Lindsay Matway's transformation, her P90X transformation video. I watched that and I was like, oh, this is really cool. She did that fireworks song, and it just really got me emotionally, especially with being a mom. And then I saw Josh Spencer gift his dad a Corvette on YouTube. I don't know if you knew that, but I was like, oh my gosh, how cool is that this guy just was able to buy his dad a Corvette? Are you serious right now? And it was just, I don't know. And I think I even showed Josh. I'm like, look at this video. Pretty cool. But so some of his accolades, he was a top coach in the network in 2010. He's a 2-time top 10 coach. So meaning he is ranked in the top 10 of the network twice. 3-time elite coach, 1-time premier coach. His wife, Melinda, who is a dear friend of mine, both of them are in the Legacy Club, which means both of their business centers have earned at least $1 million. Josh and Melinda both have earned $1 million in their lifetime with Beachbody. He is also the author, and I have it because I read it. I wanted to show a picture of it. It's in here somewhere. It was in my desk in my office. He's also the author of Just Suck It Up. There it is. Laura's got it. See, my team loves you. Oh, Laura's. Yep, there it is. He's the author of Just Suck It Up. If you need a good kick in the pants, go on Amazon and order this book tonight. It's Just Suck It Up by Josh Spencer. He is a straight shooter. He is a say it like it is, but just in a humble, loving way as well, sharing his story and his life stories and how he's kind of evolved and transformed into the man he is today. He's also a daddy and a hubby as well. If you follow him on any social media, you'll see that he just dotes on his kiddos and his wife all the time. So, Josh, we're going to give you the floor. If you guys have any questions, put them in the chat and we can ask at the end. Please, you guys, put all distractions aside because he's such an incredible, powerful speaker that I don't want you guys to miss out on the gold nuggets you're going to get out of this. So I'm going to mute my line and I'm going to give you the floor.
Okay, cool. So first of all, if you see that there's any internet issues on my end, let me know because I'm running off of some weird Wi-Fi extender right now because I can't set up. That's what I was doing right before this. That's why I look like this. I was up in my attic in insulin. It was awful. It was awful. So anyways, I look like crap. I wanted to actually look decent tonight, put on an actual shirt and do my hair or something. But nope, this is what you get. You're getting me in a hat, insulation covered, and probably stinky. It's a good thing nobody's around me. So no, I'm really excited. And I hope you guys know that you're a part of an absolutely incredible team with an incredible leader with Jatana. It takes a lot for me to respect people. And I can tell you right now, I have the utmost respect for Jatana and what she does for her team and her family. So you guys, I've been involved in this business for a long time now, 11 years. So I feel like sort of a grandpa in the business. And I've seen a lot of people and I've met a lot of people who just don't have the support or they don't have the encouragement like they want. And they're kind of stuck, right? But you guys you are in such a good situation. I hope you understand just how lucky you are to be on Jatana's team. So what I want to do, and I think I got I don't know, I think she said 20 or 30 minutes. And I really want to go into a lot of the stuff that I discussed in my book, Just Suck It Up. And I honestly, guys, I mean, the most important part of this entire book is getting your mind right. Because let's just face it, if you're not in the right place mentally, there is no amount of success that's going to follow. So when I'm working with my team, the first thing I focus on is not, okay, well, this is how you have to build a business. This is the how-tos. That does come with it. The first thing I want to focus on is your mind in the right place? Okay, and I'll go into a little bit of detail about what I mean by that here in a minute, but I do want to kind of share a little bit about my story because I know probably a lot of you guys don't even know who I am. And it's funny because I'm at Summit now, and it used to be the point where I would walk around Summit and I would get stopped all the time. Now I walk around Summit and no one knows who I am. And it's actually very lovely. I don't like that. I don't like that attention at all. But so a lot of people just don't know who I am, and that's fine. But like Jatana said, I've been around in the business for 11 years. I've had just a tremendous amount of success. I have one of the largest teams in the network. I still continue to grow to this day. I've been consistent day in and day out, which is probably the most important thing that you need yourself is consistency if you want to have success. But in the end, I haven't really done anything special. But how I got involved with Beachbody is kind of a fascinating story. So I graduated college back in 2007 or 2008. And immediately I got a job as a financial advisor. And honestly, guys, and I think a lot of people have been in this situation before, you feel, especially as a young kid right out of college, that you have your life planned out. You know exactly what you're going to do. You're going to get the job of your dreams. You're going to meet the person of your dreams. You're going to get married. You're going to have kids, and you're going to live happily ever after. And it's just kind of funny how life just takes you in such a weird direction sometimes. So I went to college just because I wanted to be a financial planner eventually. I wanted to open up my own business. I come from a family of business owners. I wanted to open up my own business as a financial advisor or a planner. So I got a job as a financial advisor right out of college. And I was excited for it until I actually got involved and saw what it was about. It was the easiest way for me to explain that industry without really tarnishing the name too much is it's very salesy, very, very salesy. And it was a huge turnoff for me. So I started working a lot of hours because I still tried to force something to work that I wasn't enjoying doing. I fell out of shape really fast. I began to about 25 pounds, and I stopped working out. And then it was just funny because there was this one day, and I remember because I was really starting to get in a bad place mentally. And I think this is something that a lot of people can relate to, especially before they start Beachbody. Hence is the reason why they start Beachbody. But I was in a very bad place mentally. I found myself going home every single night, not talking to anybody. I grabbed a bottle of liquor and I just sat there and drank every single night. I just wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't happy with my career. I was going through a really shitty relationship, and it just felt like everything was going wrong. And I just decided, I remember waking up one morning and I just decided that I was I just looked in the mirror and I'm like, what are you doing, dude? It is time to change. It's time to change. Enough of this pity party bull crap. It's time to get your life together and figure out what you want. So I did a lot of research and I found P90X, and a lot of you guys know P90X. I mean, it was really the program that got Beachbody started, but I found P90X, ordered online. Make a long story short, I was actually a customer lead, by the way, to Barbie. What's her last name? Kalev now. Right? So Barbie Kalev, Sagi's wife, is my coach. So I was her customer lead, and she helped me through the program in 90 days. I mean, I just got absolutely shredded, in the best shape of my life. And I just developed this intense passion for health and fitness, but not just that, for helping people regarding health and fitness. So I found myself, I mean, it was the craziest thing, because I'd get home from work and I found myself answering emails and putting my story out there and making YouTube videos before I was even a coach. And I just found myself answering email after email and message after message from all these people saying, what are you doing, dude? How did you get in such incredible shape? And I told them, obviously, I did P90X and the recovery formula. You remember the P90X recovery? You remember that, Jatana? Were you around for that? Yeah. A lot of those guys, a lot of them on the call here, they probably don't have any idea what we're talking about, but it was gold. That stuff was so freaking good. It was like an orange creamsicle, but I recommended. What was that? What?
E&E.
And E&E too. Yeah, E&E. So these are the products that I recommended, and I wasn't a coach. And Barbie's like, hey, dude, like, what are you doing? You're already coaching. Why don't you become a coach? And I said no. I told her no initially, just because I still was trying to figure out what I wanted with my career. I didn't have any idea what was involved with this anyway. She didn't really explain. She didn't even know, to be honest with you. And then about 3 months later, she approached me again, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to give it a try. I think this is something that I would enjoy doing. And, you know, and I wish I could say that's the end of the story, but it's not, because I sucked at coaching, guys. I mean, for the first year and a half, it was awful. I mean, absolutely awful. I was young. I was immature. I was stubborn. I wouldn't listen to anybody. When Barbie was trying to help me, I just tried to do my own thing. When other coaches around the network were trying to help me, I just tried to do my own thing. And it just wasn't working for me. So fast forward a year, I met Melinda during that time period. And, you know, her and I were really struggling, really, really struggling. So we were struggling so bad. And I don't know if any of you guys can relate, but I love to share this story because there are a lot of people going through some really hard stuff financially. And I get it. When somebody tells me, I get it. We were on food stamps. We couldn't afford formula for our first daughter. We were living in a one-bedroom apartment. Her and I were sleeping on a couch. We slept on a couch for 2 years. And Maddie had our only bedroom. But we struggled. And there was one day, and I'll never forget this, there was one day in particular that it just – and the best way for me to explain it, and I said this on stage at the men's event, I said it felt like somebody walked up to me and just punched me in the gut. But there was one day we were in the grocery store, and normally Melinda used the food stamps to cash out whatever. I go and take the stuff to the car or whatever. But she forgot something. So I had to do it. In handing – and I don't know what it was, but handing the cashier the food stamps to support and feed my daughter was the worst feeling in the world. It honestly, guys, I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but I felt like the biggest letdown as a father, as a husband. I felt like a failure, like just a total failure in my life. And I remember I got home and I told Melinda, I said, I never want to feel this way again. I can't do it. Like, I literally cannot feel this way again because I feel like I've just hit rock bottom. And I promised her that night, and I told her, I said, I think there's a huge opportunity. No, I know there's a huge opportunity ahead with Beachbody. I just have to get out of my own way, and I have to work my ass off to make it happen. So to make a long story short, and, you know, obviously I have to add an income disclaimer here because Beachbody's all over my ass about it. You know, it really, your income comes down to your hard work. That's what the disclaimer is all about. I worked my tail off from the end of 2009 to the end of 2010. And 2010 was the year I went top coach. But we went from being on food stamps to a six-figure income in 1 year, you know, and we got off food stamps. And that was one of the coolest experiences I've ever felt in my life, just to have that freedom and to know that I've actually turned around our situation in our family. It was amazing. It was amazing. And I truly hope that all you guys experience that type of feeling because it's something very, very special. But from that point on, things just exploded. We went from we literally doubled our income every year for about 5 years straight, and here we are sitting 11 years later and just loving life. I'm still super engaged in the business. I've got a lot of other things going on, but I wrote a book. I'm an author now, but I've got a lot of other stuff that I'm doing, that I'm going to do, and I'm still 100% engaged with what I'm doing with Beachbody. And why is that? Because I believe in it. And I wouldn't just sit here and blow smoke up your ass. I truly, truly believe that we are part of something that will be long-term. I know corporate. I know Carl very well. I know all of corporate very well. We have something special, guys. And I think that we are just now hitting this growth spurt like we saw back in 2010 to 2014 or 15. And it's exciting. I can feel the momentum shift on my team, and I'm sure Datana, you can feel it too. It's just everything is just starting to shift in the right direction again, which is great. So how much time do I got left? What do I got left?
You're good. It's like 9:26. We usually go to like 10 or 9:45.
Okay, cool. So what I want to do now is I do want to go into detail about some of the things, and we can do a Q&A in the end, but I really want to give you guys some tips on how to get your mindset right, okay? So when people say to me, well, how have you been able to do it? And I don't think I'm special. I do think I'm special in one way. I'm a rarity in one way, but in every other way, I'm just normal, and I'm very, very consistent. Right. I mean, and I mentioned that in the very beginning of this call, consistency, guys. And if you would ask, if I would go to every single top coach, and I'm friends with a lot of them, if I would go to every top coach and I would say, what is your number one tip for success? And you can look at every single one of them, and there would be one of two things. It would be personal development, and it would be consistency. What makes us so different from a lot of other people is we just do it longer. That's all. We're just consistent longer. But we also know how to adjust. We also know how to embrace failure. But what makes me so unique, I believe, is my hard work, and what I just mentioned right there is my ability to adjust extremely quickly when I fail. And probably one other thing, my ability to step outside my comfort zone. So that's really, I can go into tangents of all those things, but I really want to focus on, and what I wanted to focus on for this call specifically was the comfort zone. So in my book, and I saw some of you guys, some of you guys held it up. That's really cool, by the way. It's still surreal to me to see so many people are reading my stuff. And at Summit, I had so many people come up and just want autographs. It was so cool. It was a really cool experience. But in my book, I talk about person A and I talk about person B. So I would say that person A would be 92 to 95% of most people. Person A has this recliner, and I just kind of want you guys to do a visualization here. Person A has this recliner, right? And they sit in this recliner because it's super comfortable for them. They don't like venturing outside. They just like to sit in this because it's comfortable. You got to picture this huge bubble, right? And it surrounds. And by the way, this is where the idea for the book cover came from. But you have this huge bubble that is on top of you, right? And it surrounds you on each side. But you have you in the middle sitting in this recliner, but the center represents a lot of things. The recliner represents routine. It represents what you're used to doing. Because what you're used to doing is extremely easy. And what you have to do is you have to shift your mindset from, okay, like I feel comfortable, so I want to keep doing this, to person B, right? So person A stays in this bubble, and every time that they even just dip their toe outside the bubble, they pull it back in. They pull it back in because it's cold outside, man. And there are all these freaking scary-ass monsters just coming down. All these things that you fear are coming at you. So you just go to where you feel safe. But you have person B. And I would be a person B. Jatana would be a person B. What is a person B? At some point in our life, because we all have this comfort zone, we all do, but at some point, we're like, you know what? F this. Like, we're going to take a knife and we're going to pop this damn thing, and we're just going to force ourselves to be uncomfortable on a daily basis. And what do I mean by that? You have to do the things that scare you. You have to conquer your fears. And in relation to this business especially, what are some of those fears? Reaching out to people. How about getting somebody on the phone for the first time to talk about the business opportunity? I bet you there's at least half of you on here that refuse to get on a call to talk about coaching because you're afraid that you're going to mess up. You're afraid that you're going to stumble on your words, or you're afraid that you're not going to know the answers to all the questions that somebody asks. Well, guess what? You're not. And I promise you, you're going to mess up, and you're going to mess up a lot. But what you have to understand is the only way to become comfortable with something is by doing what's uncomfortable consistently, repeatedly, over and over and over and over again. I remember my very first call, guys, my very first prospecting call. I swear to God, I think I might have thrown up. Like, it was so scary to me. I was shaking. My voice was shaking. I was stumbling. I'm like, I have just totally blown this. Just totally blown it. But it doesn't freaking matter because I actually did it. And then guess what? I forced myself to do it again. And I forced myself to do it again. And every time that I did it, that fear and that uncomfortableness started going away. It's the same thing with public speaking. And this is my favorite topic. This is my favorite thing to talk about, because if you want to look at a transformation, I have probably one of the best transformations, not a physical one. Yes, I do have a physical one, but I'm talking like a public speaking transformation. I remember listen guys, oh, this is awful. I remember I forced myself to take a speaking class in college. And I only did it because I knew that I hated it so bad. I was so scared to do this class. Every time I had to do a presentation, I literally got sick. I didn't throw up, but I literally got so stressed out for about 3 days before the presentation, that I got sick. I would develop some sort of weird sickness, the flu or something, because my immune system was so weak from stressing out over it so bad. But I forced myself to do this. And I remember when I got into Beachbody, it was Barbie or somebody. We were in Columbus for what they call the game plan event. And she's like, hey, I think you should get on stage to share your story. I'm like, hey, no, there is no way you are getting me on stage to speak in front of 250 people. There's no way. I can't even talk in front of 5 people. There's no way I can do it. And then I sat there and I just thought to myself, okay, so I can continue being afraid of going and speaking, or I can just suck it up, right? And I can get on this stage and at least share my story for 5 minutes. I prepared for this 5-minute speech for at least 4 hours, and I still messed it up. I still got on stage and I forgot what I was saying. And I think that's the biggest fear for most people. They forget what they're saying. I totally messed it up, totally bombed it. But I got off the stage and I'm like, you know what? That wasn't as bad. Like, I totally sucked. And I know people were looking at me funny, but that wasn't as bad as I thought. And it was weird because at that moment, I just kind of was like, I'm going to do this. Like, I want to become a public speaker. I want to just learn this. Like, I know I'm not even close to where I need to be, but I know over time of practice that I will get there. So I forced myself over and over and over and over and over again. And I took every opportunity that was presented to me to speak. And eventually got to the point to where I'm now, to where I love to speak. I absolutely love getting on stage and sharing my story like I'm doing with you guys now, and sharing all kinds of tips when it comes to success, not just with Beachbody, but with success in general. I love it. It's my passion. Like, I love doing it. But the whole point of that is I would have never been able to make that happen if I actually didn't force myself to do it. So there's certain things, guys, that you guys fear, right? You might fear public speaking. You might fear your past. You might fear rejection. You might fear failure. I'm going to challenge you to deal with all of those. Fear of the past is a real thing, guys. There are some of you and some of us that have been through some shitty pasts, shitty situations. Until you force yourself to deal with that, you're always going to struggle. You're always going to struggle. You have to face your fears and your demons head on. But I'm going to go back to fear of failure real quick. Listen, and this is a huge one. A lot of you guys might not be pushing as hard, and I know this is true because I hear it all the time from coaches on my team. A lot of you guys might not be pushing as hard as you know you could be because you fear that you're not going to be a successful coach. Well, you're probably not. If you don't learn how to fail, you're never going to be successful. And the only way to learn how to fail is by actually failing. I tell my coaches this all the time, and I love to talk about this on stage, and I'm going to talk about this. By the way, I don't know if you guys are near Philly, but I'm going to be speaking at the Philly Super Saturday on Sunday. But there is a 5-step process that I like to share with people, and I'll go into it here in a minute. But I have failed. And this is where I was going. This is what I talk about. I have failed 10,000 times more than I've actually succeeded as a coach. If you would look at my week, every week, even to this point in my business, it is just a combination of failures. But again, what separates me from so many people is my mentality on how to deal and handle with failure. I actually take a step back. One, I embrace. Number one, that's the key. You got to embrace failing, right? It's not a bad thing. When you fail, don't look at it as a bad thing. Embrace it because it's a good thing, because that means that you can make adjustments to move forward. So number one is embrace failure. Number two is now you have to go back and you have to analyze where you failed and why you failed. This is such an important step that nobody does. Why did I fail with this? Number three, I want you to go to Jatana. I want you to go to your personally sponsored coach or your Star Diamond or Diamond or whatever, and I want you to talk about what you failed with. Seriously, guys, and I'm telling you, this will change your entire business. Talk about what you failed with and ask for advice. What do you think the next plan of action should be? What should be the next step? How do I get beyond this? And because Jatana has been in the business for such a long time, she's going to know. She's dealt with all this crap, the same crap that you have. So that's number three. Number four is now you create a plan of action. Now you figure out, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And number five, you have to take action right away. So when you fail with something, you can't wait 2 weeks to make an adjustment. You literally have to have a quick turnaround time of a day or two. And if you can get in this process of failing and adjusting and quickly making changes and taking action, if you can do this process with everything, you will be in a totally different situation that you're in right now with your business. I promise you. In a year. Totally different place. This is my mentality every single day. There's a lot of things I fail with. Trust me, guys. There's a lot of things Jatana fails with. We're all constantly failing. Right now, a big thing for me is team recognition. I am totally flopping in this because I haven't kept up with the changes and the things that I need to adjust. So my next step when I get this freaking building done is, okay, I need to take a step back and I need to look at exactly what I'm doing to recognize my team and what changes I can make to make it better. And I will. It's on my list of things to do. I will make these changes and I'll do it quickly, and then I'm going to move forward onto something else. But that's just an example. So every single aspect of your Beachbody business, you have to apply this concept to. And you know what's crazy? You can do this with everything in your life. Relationships, especially. A relationship is no different than running a business. It's hard, and you're going to fail a lot. You're going to struggle a lot. But you can sit there and dwell on struggling and failing, which causes massive breakups, divorces, right? Or you can come together and you can say, okay, here's where I'm at. Here's where I'm at. Let's talk about it and let's figure out where we can adjust as a couple so that we can keep moving forward. Belinda and I have this conversation all the time, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm not ashamed. There's things that just, you know what I mean? It's a relationship. It's a marriage. And I talk about a lot of this stuff in my book too. But guys, you have to be able to overcome your fear. You have to, and a lot of you guys are sitting inside this bubble, destroy it. And I want you to go and I want you to do things that scare the shit out of you every single day. Get on the phone, right? Do team calls. Get on a video. A lot of you guys are afraid to do like Instagram videos or Facebook videos. Just do it. The only way to become better at it is by doing it. It's so funny, and it's probably not a good thing because I'm the type of person that I have to do this with everything in my life, right? So, and I'm an adrenaline junkie, and you combine the two, it is a bad combination because I try to push and push and push and do the craziest stupid stuff that you can do. Like snowboarding off of cliffs and just like dumb stuff, right? I love to just keep pushing and pushing and pushing beyond my comfort zone because there's a lot of times where I get up on that mountain, I look down, I'm like, damn it, man, this is a little scary. It's a little sketchy. And I'll turn to my buddies like, dude, this is sketchy. And they're like, just suck it up and go down. Just go down. And I'm like, okay, I'm going. You know, sometimes I fall, but I get back up and then I do it again. But that's life. That's business. That's Beachbody. If you want your business to succeed, that's what you guys are going to have to do. Have confidence in yourself. Get out of your own way. Break outside that comfort zone. Conquer all of your fears. Mindset is the key to success. Proper mindset will pave the way for everything else. So that's it. You guys want to do questions?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. First of all, you guys, everything, you know, people ask this question all the time, and I'll get coaches outside of this team message me and they will say, I don't have an upline or I don't have a team. Just what do I need to do to be successful? And like literally everything Josh just said in terms of the secret of how to be successful, that's it. That's it. Like there's things you can learn and grow in and learn how to do better Instagram stories or learning how to tell a story on your Facebook post. All that could be learned. But the stuff the disciplines that he just talked about is the secret sauce to being successful in almost anything you do, like he said. And I love that you said doing things that scare you because I did it in my stories this morning. I woke up this morning and I'm like, I don't want to freaking go live with Shaun T. Like, he intimidates the living crap out of me. Like, he could say the most random things. He could throw me off my game. Like, I'm a very, very tactful person when I speak. And I was nervous. And I said in my IG stories, because I love to just share my heart with my followers, and I'm like, I'm scared. Like, why do I commit to things that scare the crap out of me? Because those lead to opportunities. Those lead to things that would have never happened if I didn't scare the crap out of myself a lot. But yeah, I took some, I love the failure, your 1 through 5s. I've got all those written down and love that. Public speaking, Josh. I mean, this is one of my Instagram posts. I cried in middle school during public speaking. And my teacher looked at it. This is like I wrote out, I'm not an author like you are. I'm not really good at writing, but I remember standing in class and my teacher looked over at me and I looked at her and I had like literally like just tears streaming down my face. Mrs. Suggs, if you're from Myrtle Beach, that's who it was. And she looked over at me and she goes, "Why are you crying?" And I was like mortified. And I ran out of the room and went to the bathroom and got a detention for running out of the room. And that stuck with me, and it was that wall, those barriers that kept holding me back. And I remember Summer Tucker and Greg Armfield said, "We want you to share your story at Super Saturday." And there might have been like 35 people in the room, and I thought I was going to die. My voice was shaking. It was horrible. Fast forward, I've spoken on national wake-up calls. I've spoken at Summit. I speak on team calls all the time. Like, it's become so natural. So even this is Virginia. It's become so natural and comfortable because I've got uncomfortable a lot. And so everything he said is so freaking golden, and I hope that it resonated with you guys. I'm going to open the chat box because I see some questions in here.
So I see Melinda. Where is she? I want her to unmute herself. Where are you at? I don't even see
Where are you at, Melinda? She's in California. I'm in a restaurant.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's a really interesting question because I would wonder what a fear, like what your fear actually is. You know what I mean? I mean, fearing becoming successful. What's so scary to you about becoming successful?
Can you answer that?
Like, is it the responsibility that comes with it? You know, being a leader. Like, what is it specifically? I'm assuming that it's probably one of those two, right? I mean,
she said yes.
Yeah. So I get it. Like, I get it. I understand. There's a lot of responsibility, but
this was actually Kelly's question.
Oh, hi, Kelly.
Coach, and we're training in a restaurant in a National Tequila Day. So this is how I train my coach.
Nice. Tequila Day. I'm super jealous right now. There it is. Oh, I wish I was there drinking. So, but no, it's really interesting, and I'm just assuming, right, that it is the responsibility that comes with being a leader, and so many people looking up to you for guidance, and that's something. And guys, listen, it's something you just have to embrace because it is a part of it, right? It is a part of it. It's not as scary as you think. It's actually one of my favorite parts of coaching is being a leader and leading others and people looking up to me, because the more people that look up to me and look to me, it holds me accountable on a whole other level. Like, seriously, a big reason why I'm so committed and I'm highly self-motivated, but the reason why I've been so committed for so long is because I know that I have 15,000 people watching me and being like, okay, you know, what's the next step? So I know I can't back off, but I love it. Like, I love that challenge. I love that responsibility. And it's just a fact, right? It's a fact of the business. If you actually want to grow your business and be a successful coach, that's a part of it that you're just going to have to overcome. You're going to have to overcome that fear, you know? And again, I don't think it's nearly as scary as you think, but I can tell you that success is freaking amazing. The freedom that comes with it is freaking amazing. The friendships that come with it and the connections that come with it are absolutely amazing. And I'm telling you, it's incredible. Like, it really is incredible once you get to the point to where you feel like, not that you've made it, because I still don't feel like I've made it ever. I still want to just continuously push and better myself and better my team. But to where you know that you've had some sort of, even if it's a little bit of success, it's a cool thing. Right? So I like to reward myself, and then I like to move on pretty quickly. So is there any other?
Yeah, there's another, and just to piggyback on that, and some of you guys might have felt this, the first time you sign or a prospect is interested in coaching, right? And they message you and they're like, I think I want to do this. I think I want to coach. And you're like, oh, shoot. Now I actually have to like help this person run a business. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. How am I going to help them? I had that same feeling when I was a new coach. And I remember, because I looked up to so many of these top coaches. I'm a researcher. I sit there and watch all their stuff. Like I'm sure some of you guys do. And I go, it'd be so much better if I just let this girl know about Melanie Mitro. Like she would probably be, I would look at the person and go, she would be an amazing coach if I just would send her to Melanie Mitro. I bet she would be like a rock star. And I wouldn't like, am I freezing up? Sorry. I wouldn't have the confidence in myself that I could lead that girl to success. And those thoughts ran through my brain. So if you've ever had those thoughts, that's normal, totally normal. Embrace it, lead the girl, because you have this team and you have what it takes to be successful yourself, and you can coach somebody else through it. So Brooke asked, given your personality, how do you know when you need to keep pushing someone to join your team or to get with their fitness journey, or when they are simply not ready and you should back off? I struggle with this one.
Yeah, I think it just kind of varies on each person, you know? So I think it comes down to follow-ups, and I think that's probably what you're talking about. How many times should you follow up with someone before you stop following up with someone? You know, for me, I have a general rule of like 2 or 3 times, and if I'm still ghosted or if they get like a little snippy, I'm like, okay, you know, cool. I'll reach out to you, or I'm gonna leave it in your hands then. You can reach out to me if you want help. But it just kind of depends, you know. If it's someone that I know really needs to change, and if it's even somebody that I know, I will really get on them, like really get on them consistently, especially if I have some sort of relationship with them. It's, you know, so it kind of varies from person to person. If someone's not ready, you can't force them to do it. They have to be ready themselves to do it. You know what I mean? And just straight up ask them, like, listen, I'm trying to help you. Right. And I think a lot of you, I know a lot of my coaches, they're just too, I want to say soft. They're afraid to just say, listen, like, I know you need to change. I want to help you change, but you're not letting me help you change. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have to just get out of your own way, because right now you're just resisting this and resisting me, and I'm just here to help. You know, so I'm going to leave this in your hands now. When you're ready, and this is obviously after like a couple times of following up, but when you're ready, then come back to me and I'll work with you and we'll get you to where you want to be. But you have to be very, very genuine about it too. You can't be just a straight asshole, and you can't look like you're just trying to sell them something, or else you are going to scare people off. You have to actually build relationships with people. Build those relationships, those deep relationships with people, and show them you care. I think that's one of the biggest things about my success is, yeah, I have a very tough personality, but at the same time, I really care about people. I really care about the success of my coaches on my team, and I really care about the success of my clients when it comes to getting results. And they see that and they feel that, because when I have conversations just like this, they know that I'm not being fake. And when you can come across with confidence and that you're trying to help someone, they're going to be way, way, way more receptive to what you're saying.
I think that's the key part right there. All right. Any other questions? It's 9:54. Going once, going twice. All right. If you guys, I would totally encourage you guys to go get Just Suck It Up by Josh Spencer. It's a phenomenal read. I am not a reader at all, but I can read his book, like, because he is such a storyteller, which is what I loved about the book. It's like just real life, tangible things that I could take away and put into action immediately. And give him some love on social media. Josh, thank you so much for your time, for stepping away from your hot wifey, Melinda. Give her a hug for me. And we just really appreciate you for being a leader in the network, especially as a man leading in the network, we appreciate what you do. So thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful night, and we'll see you soon.
See you guys.
Bye.